Today's project is dot painting. Here's how mine turned out. It's still drying, it's going to take a little while, but I think they're really lovely. All you need to do is set up a few guidelines, load up your tools with paint, and then start making marks. Here's another one that I did. Same kind of guidelines, but totally different. So I'm looking forward to seeing how yours turned out. Let's get your paint and let's get started. To start our dot paintings, we're going to need a prepared board. I always keep a paper towel and a little bit of water near, just in case I need to thin the paint out a little bit. And the paint we're using right now is Brilliant Blue. You might be using a different color depending on what your teacher gives you. Any color will work, but we want to lay down the first color nice and flat. So just start spreading it out, and if you feel like you need to thin things out a little bit, feel free to just dip in a little bit of water. You go nice and even, both directions, all over the board. Now let's paint a second coat. You'll probably need a little bit less paint this time. Give it some time to dry, at least 15 minutes. You can check it then, but if you have more time, that's even better. Once your board is completely dry, you'll want to find the center point. The easiest way to do this is to just draw a faint pencil line from corner to corner. And then you might want to make some guidelines for yourself. I'm going to just use a compass to quickly add in a few circles. This way, as we're going around and adding dots, we'll be sure that we keep them even. You'll notice I made a little scratch mark in the beginning with the point of my compass. That's okay, we'll cover that with paint. So I've added just a few more guidelines. You can add as many as you like, and you can also explore with different types of geometry. You're not really stuck with just a circle. You could do something that's directional in a different way. You'll notice I've mixed a couple of different tints of paint. So I took a little bit of white paint and then added a little bit of my blue paint to it. I wanted one that was lighter and one that was darker. And I also have a few tools to use to make my dots. You can use anything that you have. A pencil eraser works great, also the tip of a pencil. I have an X-Acto blade holder. I'm going to use the tip of that. And then I have the end of my paintbrush. All those will make different sized dots and make it a little bit more interesting. So to get started, I'm just going to take my first tool. I'm going to start with a big dot right in the middle. And you can play with the amount of water that you have in your paint till you get the consistency that you think works for you. And if you don't like the dot that you get at first, you can always redot it and add a little bit more paint. Just go nice and slow, use your guidelines, and wipe off your tools each time as you go. But every time you want to make a dot, you probably have to reload your tool with a little bit of paint. So I'll just start with the first little bit here, and then we'll fast forward the video and go a little bit quicker.